Just imagine this. A small child wakes up early in the morning, school bag on the back, lunchbox in the hand, and a silent pressure already on the face. Because from the very beginning, school is not just about learning anymore. It becomes a race. Every day, another test. Every month, another exam. Every year, another competition. And slowly, education turns into something else. Not curiosity, not discovery, but stress. Have you ever noticed? Millions of students wake up every morning, not feeling excited, but feeling anxious. Anxious about marks, anxious about expectations, anxious about disappointing their parents, and the biggest fear of all, what will people say? Because in our society, education is not only about knowledge, it is about status. And parents don't ask, "Is my child happy?" They ask, "How many marks did you get?" They don't ask, "What do you want to become?" They ask, "Doctor or engineer?" And the saddest part is, most students don't even get the chance to explore who they really are. They spend their best years memorizing answers, not understanding life. They study late nights, not because they love learning, but because they are scared of failing. And then comes the moment everyone waits for. Graduation, a degree in hand, family proud, photos taken, and the common belief now life is set. But reality hits differently, because after graduation, many young people realize something shocking. A degree does not guarantee a job anymore. Thousands of graduates, qualified, educated, are still sitting at home, confused, are frustrated, asking themselves, "I did everything right, so why am I still stuck?" And that is the real crisis. This is not just one student's story. This is the story of an entire generation. A system that promised success but delivered pressure. A system that taught us one simple formula: good marks equals good life. But no one told us that the world has changed. Today, skills matter more than certificates. Creativity matters more than memorization. Artificial intelligence is changing careers, and yet, our classrooms still look the same as they did 100 years ago. Rows of students, strict bells, silence, rote learning, almost like a factory model. And the most dangerous thing? We have accepted this as normal. We have accepted burnout as normal, stress as normal, depression as normal. But the question is, should it be normal? Should education feel like a burden, or should it feel like freedom? So before we begin today's video, ask yourself one powerful question. Are we truly being educated, or are we simply being programmed? Hello viewers, in today's video we are going to talk about the hidden reality of our education system, the truth that schools never explain, and why millions of students feel trapped inside it. A trap that starts at the age of 5 and stays with you your whole life. So stay with me till the end, because this is something your school never taught you. From the moment we learn to speak, we are told, "Beta, study hard, get good marks, get a degree, and life will be successful." This promise sounds simple, but it never came with a warning label. Go to school, study the syllabus, get a degree, get a job, live happily ever after. But when students enter the real world, they realize something shocking. A degree no longer guarantees a secure life. And that, my friends, is the first big gap between promise and reality. Let's be real. Today, the competition is insane. Every year, hundreds of thousands of kids pass out of college. But jobs are limited, and even if you get a job, everyone says, beta, try for better, higher package, work abroad. And before you know it, you are running a race that has no finish line. This race creates stress, pressure, anxiety, and replaces learning with fear. Now here's a fact most people never think about. The modern school system originally came from the industrial age, not to help students learn and grow, but to prepare them for factories.
A factories needed obedient workers, people who follow instructions, people who show up on time, people who don't ask too many questions. And school was perfect. Rows of kids, teachers like supervisors, rings of bells like factory shifts, memorization over creativity. This is not an accident, it's history repeating itself. Think about it. Why do schools test you with MCQS and mugging up hundreds of pages? Why do exams only measure marks and not imagination? Because a system that promotes creativity can't control predictable outcomes. If you are encouraged to ask questions, not just accept answers, the system loses predictability. Predictability is what employers want, not thinkers, not creators, not rebels, just people who follow the plan. Now let's talk about college. College was supposed to be freedom. A freedom to learn, freedom to explore, freedom to create, but in reality, college life is assignments, 90% attendance pressure, group discussions that feel like exams, fear of falling behind. You are expected to follow the syllabus, not ask, why do I even want this? When was the last time a teacher asked, what do you really want to do? Almost never. Here's the biggest twist of the modern era. In the 1990s or early 2000s, getting a degree meant something. But now, degree is almost like a minimum requirement, not a guarantee. Companies today want skills, problem solvers, creativity, people who can deliver results, not just memorize answers, a coder, a video editor, a marketer, a designer, a digital entrepreneur. These people are paid more than many degree-only graduates. This is not education. This is survival. Parents don't ask, are you sad or happy? They ask, which college are you in? How many marks did you get? Is your future set? And if you say, I like coding, they reply, you should have a stable job. Students end up doing MBA, engineering, medical, CA, even if their heart wants something else. This is not education, this is social pressure. And even if you manage to graduate, now begins the job game. Interviews, rejections, degrees piling up, rejection after rejection. You start questioning yourself, am I not good enough? Why is someone else always getting selected? And social media doesn't help either. Everyone shows success, nobody shows struggle. This creates comparison, jealousy, and destroys confidence. And this is not only a South Asian issue. Even in developed countries like the United States and the UK, students are questioning the same system. In America, student loan debt has crossed trillions of dollars. Young people graduate with degrees, but also with years of financial burden. So the problem is no longer local, it is global. The world is producing more graduates than ever before, but also more anxiety, confusion, and unemployment. Education has become expensive, but not necessarily meaningful. Now let's compare this with Finland. Finland is ranked among the best education systems in the world. But Finland does something very different. No excessive homework, no pressure-driven exams in early years, teachers are highly respected. Creativity and critical thinking are prioritized. Students are not treated like machines. They are treated like human beings, and the result? Finland produces independent thinkers, not memorization robots. This proves one thing clearly. The system we follow is not the only way. It is simply the most common way. Let's ask an uncomfortable question. After spending 15 to 20 years in education, why do most students still not know how money works, how taxes work, how to start a business, how to manage mental health, how to communicate confidently, how to build real-world skills instead?
They know dates of battles, chemical formulas, long theoretical definitions, not because knowledge is useless, but because the priorities are outdated. The world has changed, but the classroom model has not. Now we are entering the AI era. Artificial intelligence is already replacing repetitive jobs. In the next decade, millions of traditional roles will evolve or disappear. So the future will not belong to those who simply memorize answers. The future will belong to those who can think critically, adapt quickly, learn continuously, create solutions, work with technology. This is why the old education system is becoming less relevant. Because I can do memorization faster than humans, but I cannot replace creativity, originality, and emotional intelligence. So why does the system still continue?
So because fear keeps people obedient. Fear of failure, fear of instability, fear of disappointing parents, fear of society. Students are taught, don't take risks, follow the safe path, stay inside the approved box. And slowly, people stop dreaming. Not because they lack talent, but because they were trained to seek permission. This is one of the most dangerous outcomes of modern schooling. It produces conformity, not courage. Real education should not be about scoring marks. Real education should be about becoming capable. A truly educated person is someone who can think independently, ask meaningful questions, solve problems, understand society, build value for others. Education should create leaders, innovators, creators, not only job seekers. And this shift is urgently needed.
And now the question is, if the system is flawed, what can you do? First, understand this clearly. Your degree is not your identity. Your skills are your real power. So alongside formal education, focus on digital skills, communication, learning how to learn, building projects, exploring creativity. The internet has made learning accessible. Today, you can learn more from one laptop than from years of outdated textbooks. Second, stop measuring your worth through comparison. Your journey is not a race, it is a process of growth. Third, ask yourself, am I learning to impress society, or am I learning to build my future? That question changes everything. So friends, the education system is not completely useless. It provides structure, it provides basic knowledge. But the problem is, it was never designed for the world we live in today. And unless we evolve it, students will continue to suffer. The goal should not be to produce obedient workers. The goal should be to produce independent thinkers. Because the future does not belong to those who memorize the past. It belongs to those who create what comes next. So what do you think? Has education helped you grow? Or has it trapped you inside one definition of success? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you found this documentary valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because awareness is the first step toward freedom. See you in the next video.